This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Film on Tap, where we've got the tap that never runs out. Welcome to a brand new episode. As always, I am joined by my wonderful co-hosts, Nancy and Andres. How are you guys on this fine Saturday?
Getting toasty.
And what beverage are you partaking in today, Miss Nancy?
I have a little coconut rum, which I highly recommend this brand. Hopefully I find saying brands. It's called Emerald Cove. If you don't like that like artificial coconut taste, this is really, really good. So coconut rum and a little pineapple.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Fancy.
Okay.
So demure.
Very, very tasty.
All right. Now you got my attention.
How about you, Andres? It looks like you're drinking some Biro.
Yes, I'm drinking a Biro. It is the West Coast IPA style, which I will say I'm not the biggest fan of non-alcoholic beers, but at the same time, this is probably the best one I've had because this tastes exactly like Voodoo Ranger. Like it's pretty damn good. It's like exactly what it needs to be. It's all of the taste of beer except without any of the guilt.
Thank you for that ad read.
All right.
Tom Holland would be very happy with you.
Oh yeah.
No,
it was funny because I actually, when I was seeing Spider-Man last week, I went over to the theater and there's a liquor store close by, and I was just kind of walking around, just checking out some stuff. And then all of a sudden they sell Biro, and I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a try.
Yeah, no, I've had that before. I did like one of their variety packs, like during a dry month I did recently. And like, I will say the Biro was probably the best like non-alcoholic beer that I've ever tasted. Like it tastes like just like beer. Like it almost like tricks your mind. It's kind of nuts. But the West Coast one kind of almost like tasted like candy to me. Like it was weird. It kind of has like a weird, like not even a weird, it just has like a really like tasty, like almost candy like finish. I don't know if you've experienced it because you're having that one that like that's definitely my favorite out of all of them. But like I took a sip, I was like, this tastes unlike anything I've ever had.
Yeah, no, and the thing that ended up happening was as soon as I bought it, the liquor store, essentially they were running a promotion where essentially once you buy your first Biro, they actually give you like a coupon for 20% off. And I know that Tom Holland is very much about like, you know, helping people, giving people a reason to come back to try the product or to still stick with it, as opposed to going with another alcoholic beer if you're having problems with that. So I was like, you know what, that I respect your game right there. I respect what you're trying to do right there, Tom. So yeah, you know what, this was an easy buy for me, and whenever I do a dry month, I'll probably do this again. But yeah, no, it was a good taste test, I would say.
Yeah. And also, speaking of beer, what a segue. I have Elysian Space Dust over here. This is probably my favorite beer. But
that's so delicious. I fucking love that one too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger you. No, because I'm an IPA asshole. So yeah, it's quite tasty, not gonna lie. But you know, I figured for today's episode, we got plenty of fun stuff to talk about. Why not enjoy ourselves while we do it? So today we got some really exciting casting news to talk about, since D23 is this weekend, and we had some huge casting news come out yesterday for Marvel's upcoming X-Men film. We got a couple big trailers to talk about. And of course, we have our main event, the movie that we saw and are going to be delving deep into our thoughts on, which is The End of Oak Street, the new dinosaur movie, which stars Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway. So without further ado, let's jump into the casting news. And this is going to be a little bit fun because me and Andres know this news, but Nancy actually chose not to know for this episode. So I'm going to be reading these announcements, and she's not going to know a good amount of these. So like, it's going to be a fun surprise for her. So with that being said,
I know who they are. But I have my IMDb up just in
there
case.
might be like one or two you might not know, but I'm sure you'll be able to look them up. But anyway, so some of these you've heard before because they were announced previously, but there was a bunch that were not announced until yesterday. So here we go. For X-Men. Now, if you saw Spider-Man Brand New Day, there's going to be a bit of a spoiler, or if you didn't see it, rather. So if you don't want to know, obviously, then steer clear here. But Jean Grey was revealed to be Sadie Sink in that film, so that's out there now. We have Cyclops cast as Kit Connor, who a lot of people know from, I think, the show Heartstopper, I think is the show.
Heartstopper forever. And then also he was just in Warfare, and
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was one of the best parts of Warfare in my opinion. So
Rocket Man, apparently.
Yes, he was young Elton John.
Oh, look at that! There you go.
Okay.
See, you know.
All right. Oh yeah, he looks like a Cyclops.
Yeah. He looks like a Cyclops.
Right.
Yeah. Also, we've got for Professor X or Charles Xavier, we have Christopher Abbott, who a lot of people will know from some previous comic book films, and also he was also in the most recent Wolfman film. So in case people are trying to figure out where to place him, he was in that as well. But honestly, interesting choice there. Yeah. Also, we have Emma Frost, who was previously announced to be Samara Weaving, which I think is just pitch perfect casting. That's fantastic. I mean, that. Chef's kiss to that one. I think you're going to be excited by this one, Nancy. So for Rogue, we have Indy Navarrete from Obsession.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
So clearly coming hot off Obsession. She got to land that big movie role, and it's got to be a Marvel film, of course. So
and
she's
going
to be
a Rogue.
Yep, we have a Rogue now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay,
now
that's my top one.
Okay, there we go. All right, and then for Storm, we have Maya Boyd, who I think I was a little bit unfamiliar with. I had to do some digging myself. But I think she looks absolutely like Storm. I think she's going to crush it. And I've heard really great things about her talent. And she's like relatively unknown. So I think that's actually inspired.
Absolutely. I haven't seen anything that I'm familiar with. So let me see.
How do you spell her name? M-Y-A or M-I-A?
M-A-Y-A. Maya.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Maya.
Watching Nancy do research in real time.
Boyd?
Yeah, Boyd.
Yeah.
B-O-Y-D.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, she looks cute. She'd make a good Storm.
She looks cute. She looks like a cute Storm. All right. And last but not least, the villain of the next X-Men film, Mr. Sinister, will be played by Adam Driver.
That makes sense. I don't know how to feel about that.
So after years of Marvel chasing the man and having countless conversations with Kevin Feige, they finally got Driver, and he will be playing Mr. Sinister. So with this casting news announced, we have our full X-Men slate here. What are our favorite choices? What do we feel about the choices overall? Let's start with you, Nancy, since you're, with fresh ears here.
Obviously Rogue. Like, Rogue is my favorite character of all time, and they did her dirty in the movies, so I'm excited to have her back. And I can never remember her name correctly, but the girl from Obsession, it just seems so perfect, so I'm very excited about that. Adam Driver I don't know. He seems like it really seems like a really good choice and a bad choice all mixed into one, and I think maybe I just have a bad taste in my mouth from the Star Wars movies. I don't know. That one says a little iffy on that one, but yeah, interesting. I'm excited for these. Yeah.
Okay. So those are her highlights. How about you, Andres? Mm-hmm. How do you feel about these?
I think these are all pretty strong choices so far. Like, of course, Indy Navarrete as Rogue, I think is great. There is a certain part of me that's just like, man, 6 months ago, where like nobody knew about Indy Navarrete, and also she was very vocal about that she was a struggling actress, and going from that to the beginning of the year where nobody knows your freaking name, and then all of a sudden now you've just become a part of this massive phenomenon with Obsession, where there's also even just Oscar talk about that as well. And then also now you're in an MCU movie and you are playing one of the most iconic mutants in Rogue. It's a great choice for me. I really like it. Probably the one I'm a little iffy on is actually Christopher Abbott as Charles Xavier. Because I think he's definitely really good, and he can definitely do something with the role. But in terms of just knowing some of the behind the scenes stuff with what happened with some of his previous works, Girls and a couple other things too, where essentially he was just kind of like, I quit the show because I couldn't handle the fame. And then it's like, you're about to step into the MCU and Disney. Well, good luck with that. But yeah, no, but apart from that, it's a very curious choice. But the thing I'm going to be most curious about is if Magneto is even in this movie. Who is going to be Magneto? Because I think if you cast Charles Xavier, you have to pair him with a great Magneto, or you have to pair him with somebody who you can buy that they have a deep love and affinity for each other, to where, you know, they're the only thing they just can't get on the same page about is their ideologies about mutants and all this other stuff. But I do love that for Mr. Sinister, when they announced him over at D23, Adam Driver actually played a joke on the audience where he's like, hey guys, so I'm proud to announce I'm going to be playing Magneto. And then all of a sudden he just pretends that there's someone off camera going, oh, wait a minute, that's not it. Oh, even better. I'm going to be playing Nathaniel Mulberry, I believe is what his name was. But it's also the first name that Mr. Sinister went by before Nathaniel Essex. So yeah, I really like the choice of Adam Driver's Nathaniel Essex and Mr. Sinister. So yeah, I think overall, I think this is going to be a great cast, and I can't wait to see what they're all going to do together. And also knowing that what's the name of the director of Thunderbolts?
Jake something.
Jake Schaefer, I think.
Jake Schaefer. Hold on.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts director. It is Jake Schreier.
Jake Schreier. There we go.
So I'm glad we researched.
There we go.
But I was right. Jake something was on the money.
There you go.
Yeah, close enough. But seeing what he did with Thunderbolts with that cast, and also just that misfits of what the Marvel Avengers universe was, and just kind of pairing that with the misfits from the mutant universe, I think this is going to be a hell of a way to ring in Phase 6. But you know, who knows what they're going to do after Doomsday? But I'm really excited based on this cast. Like, you know, again, not necessarily any weak links, just more curiosities more than anything else.
Also, I wonder if she's gonna do the accent for Rogue, because
I think she
feel
has
like
to.
That's what was also missed. I mean, along with a whole other slew of wrong things they did with Rogue, but but she didn't have any kind of accent. And I feel like her and Gambit, like that's like the epitome of the two of them together, is like their little accents together. So
there is also a part of me that kind of hopes that Rogue's first interaction with any of the other MCU characters is still going to be Captain Marvel, because in the comics, Rogue actually touches Captain Marvel and gets her flying powers from that. And she puts Captain Marvel in a coma. And I'm like, oh my God, are we seeing the seeds for how we're going to explain Brie Larson is not in this franchise anymore?
Oh, jeez. That'd be such a dirty way of getting rid of her. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, honestly, justice for Brie Larson. She does not deserve any of the fucking hate.
I feel like
her
not at all.
Also wouldn't like come back for that. They're like, hey, can you come back for this movie? But also you're going to be gone in the first like 5 minutes, and your powers are going to be taken away from you, and then you're done.
Was she announced for Doomsday? I don't remember.
Nope. I never saw anything for her on Doomsday. Possibly she might be in Secret Wars. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys on a lot of these choices. I mean, there's some that I feel like I need to like see to really figure out how I feel about it. But I mean, I already love Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. I think she was such a perfect choice. I love the way they handled her character in Brand New Day. So I'm really excited to see her explore that character more. Christopher Abbott's the big question mark for me. Hello, microphone. Where I just like, I'm not really like sold on him just in general, like as an actor. Like, I think he's fine from what I've seen. I've seen various performances of his. I've never really been blown away by the guy. But
Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, that was really the one that sold me. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's very hard to transition from like two great Xaviers to someone else. I mean, I feel like between McAvoy and Stewart, I mean, it's really hard to just be like, okay, we have to cast this again. Who are we going to find? It's just, we'll see. I mean, I can kind of see the look, but we'll see if the performance is there. I love being proved wrong. I love being surprised. So I'm hoping that Marvel chose him for a good reason. I'm sure they did. I think Samara Weaving, I'm very, very excited to see as Emma Frost. I mean, what pitch perfect casting. I think that's going to be phenomenal. Cannot wait to see her in the MCU. Indy Navarrete as Rogue, just slam dunk. I mean, I'm not really surprised that she landed a Marvel role so quickly. And I think that's a great character for her. I feel like a lot of people thought she was going to be playing Mystique, but I think this is actually a great pivot. And I think that she could add some pathos, some needed pathos to that character, because I never really loved the way they handled Rogue in the other X-Men movies. I just felt like it was a huge missed opportunity. So I'm really hoping that she does that role justice. Maya Boyd as Storm. Let's do the accent this time, huh? Like, speaking of accents, how he like abandoned it after the first movie. So like, let's get the accent back. Come on, like I feel like let's do it.
What's her favorite accent?
Alexandria Shipp.
Yeah.
I barely remember that.
It wasn't a great accent,
but she at least tried.
It was there.
She always tried. But, you know, honestly, you know, like I'm with Nancy where it's like when Adam Driver was announced, like I was really excited, but at the same time, it just feels like there's been so many fan theories about him playing a villain in Marvel for so long that like the fact that it's like actually happening now is just like, it almost makes you feel a little bit numb in a way of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I guess that's happening now. You know, like it's just like one of those things, but like I can't wait to see what he does. I mean, obviously we know he plays a great villain. He can play a very dark characters very, very well. So I'm very excited to see what he does with this character. I know nothing about Mr. Sinister. So like I'm going into this completely fresh. I don't know anything about the character. So I'm really excited to see. I feel like for an X-Men villain, for like the first one out of the gate for Marvel here, in this new phase of the MCU, like I think that's just a great choice, and I think he could really bring it. So I'm very, very excited to see that. So overall, I'm very happy with the casting. No problems here. You know, I think Kit Connor, Cyclops, he's got the look. I haven't really seen a ton of his performances aside from Warfare or, you know, Rocket Man, but, you know, I'm very excited to see what he does with that character. I'm just very interested to see how this all shakes out with, you know, Doomsday. We're seeing like some older X-Men in that one and how they're going to like figure this all out where we can nicely transition to this new X-Men team. I know there's a whole multiverse thing, which God, I just want to get rid of. I'm honestly like one of the worst things Marvel did was step into this multiverse arena where it's just like, there's no stakes. Anyone who dies can just come back as like an alternate. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm done with the multiverse saga. I'd like to be done. But regardless, I'm excited for this cast. I'm excited to see a new X-Men movie. And I think the director is fantastic. I loved what he did with Thunderbolts. I think that's an underrated MCU movie. So I'm very, very excited for this one. So yeah, definitely let us know in the comments what you think of this casting. Big, big news.
Who's playing Mystique in Doomsday?
I don't know, but she's in the trailer.
No, it's Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, it is?
That can't be Rebecca Romaine. There's no
That
way.
is.
No.
It is.
It did not look like her at all.
That is
Go
not
look it up.
Rebecca Romaine. There's no way. They are lying. There's no way.
That
does not look like her.
Hey, stand by.
Oh no, I don't care what the internet says. It's a lie. Like there's no way.
Let's see, Mystique. Let's see. Yeah, Avengers Doomsday is Rebecca Romaine.
Did you see her face? There's no way. They got to be lying. There's no way.
Why? It's probably just like motion capture or something.
It's either motion capture or it's really terrible makeup in comparison, because I know one of the big reasons how they got Rebecca Romaine and Alan coming back in is because they stipulated they didn't want to be in a makeup chair doing this for 8 hours again. And they got basically down to, I think, like an hour or 2 hours or something like that. And watching the trailer really does make you go, oh yeah, there's a significant downgrade. Where those extra hours went into, that's where it goes in.
Yeah, it's just like that like little clip from what was it? Don't Look Up. It's like, we really had it all, didn't we? It's just like when you see these characters again, they just don't look nearly as good. You're like, oh man. But
has anybody seen?
Is like one of the best makeup out of the three of them that they did for X-Men. I loved his the best.
Oh my God, that opening scene is so good.
Rebecca, I get it. I'm sure Rebecca Romaine doesn't want to walk around naked anymore in makeup and, you know, do all that, which fair, but yeah, they could at least, they couldn't convince at least one of them to do full makeup. Yeah.
I mean, but also, did anybody see the Nightcrawler design that leaked out from D23, or not leaked out, but it got presented? No. Yeah,
trying to read it, but
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited that Alan Cumming's back. He was so perfect, so perfect. So I'm hoping that he gets a worthwhile character reintroduction here. But you know, excited for this movie regardless. But speaking of being excited, we're going to be jumping into today's two trailers that came out. The first of which I'm very, very excited to talk about. with you both, which is the trailer for Prime Time, which is the new A24 film that sees Robert Pattinson starring as Chris Hansen, the host of To Catch a Predator. And this is telling, I guess, I don't know if it's the inception of the show or just how the show became really popular, but it's definitely exploring Hansen for sure. And we got our first big peek at the movie, which I believe comes out next month, if I'm correct. I believe
Yes.
so. So what do we think about this first trailer here? Let's start with you, Andres. Are we excited?
You see how this looks, right?
Sound like the Joker.
Yes. But yeah, like honestly, the initial idea just kind of made me go, well, do we really need that movie? And then seeing that first trailer and seeing Pattinson's performance and seeing what glimpses we're getting, and then seeing this new trailer and seeing how this whole story has kind of evolved and just kind of, you know, really kind of showing us that this character of Chris Hansen, maybe he's got some issues that he's dealing with in his own personal life that he's kind of just projecting it onto this show and onto this vocation, and how that can kind of get corrupted later on. I think that's a very fascinating take to take all this in, and I'm really excited to see this movie again. Or it could be just another A24 bust for me, where like honestly I kind of feel like A24 is one of those very consistent studios that they'll come up with a great idea but they don't land, they don't stick the landing with the ending, and it's just like so I have really high hopes for this one. I think Pattinson is on a generational run with all of his characters. I mean, all these characters that he's played in between the Batman movies, they could be a career in themselves right there. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what this movie presents, and I'll be there opening day next month. So yeah, really excited for this one.
Nice. How about you, Nancy?
Yeah, when does Robert Pattinson have time to shoot all these movies? My God. Like, is he in fact a vampire and he just stays up all night and doesn't sleep and shoots all these? Because yeah, he's done so many movies lately, and each one has a very unique character to them, which is also great. You're not seeing him just as Robert Pattinson and, you know, just being him in these multiple movies, which is great. And I think that is the draw for me for this movie, is how well he's portraying this character, how much in character he is, and how well his acting is. So that alone, I think, will, you know, have me go see this movie. As far as the plot of the movie, it's not really a movie I'm like, we needed this. It seems like it's going to delve into the controversy behind the show in terms of how he went about things, without spoiling too much, you know, and maybe not the most ethical way, and how that may outweigh the outcomes that he had, and going into all of that. So I think that part of it is interesting. But yeah, I think for me, the biggest draw for me is going to be Robert Pattinson and his acting, because he just looks phenomenal in this.
Yeah, I mean, Pattinson, this is an insane run. I'm honestly kind of, as much as I want to see the next Batman film and how excruciating this wait has been between the first film and the second film, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise, because we've been able to see him step into all these incredible roles and tackle this wide variety of projects that show this immense range for him. And he has just been crushing it lately. I mean, this looks fantastic. This was not on my radar in any way, shape, or form. When I heard that this was announced, I was like, why do we need this movie? And the only reason I would see it is because of Pattinson. But this trailer is one hell of a trailer. Like, it absolutely sold me on this movie. His performance looks fantastic. I think his vocal work is just insane. It's just like the way he can just disappear into all these different roles and change his voice, where it just sounds so singular to those characters and so unlike something he's done before. I mean, as soon as he starts talking as Chris Hansen, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's Chris Hansen. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's kind of nuts. But I think more than anything, I love how this movie looks. Like, the lighting, the color, the cinematography is gorgeous in this trailer. Like, more than anything, like, that's what's really selling me on this movie aside from Pattinson's performance. It just looks like a visually sumptuous movie, and I cannot wait to see this on the big screen. Yeah, this definitely jumped up like my most anticipated list for the year. I cannot wait to see this movie. I think it looks great. I think it looks kind of like Pattinson's Nightcrawler in a lot of ways. Like it looks like these two could be like, you know, double billed and it'd be one hell of a double feature. So I'm really excited for this one. Cannot wait to check it out. But switching gears to something wholly dissimilar is a trailer that I was very excited to see because I love the first film. The first film was such a pleasant surprise for me. We got our first trailer for Violent Night 2 with David Harbour returning as a badass Santa Claus, taking out some more bad guys. But this time, Santa Claus has been put on the naughty list for, you know, murdering some people. So this time around, he's trying to do Christmas a different way while also still, you know, expelling his personal brand of justice in that very holly jolly way. So this is our first trailer for the film, hits theaters in December. What do we think about this trailer for the film? And what were your thoughts on the original for those of you who, you know, maybe don't remember? Nancy?
Yeah, the first one was a lot of fun. I remember I think it actually may have come out around November because I'm pretty sure I went and saw it with Khan for his birthday. It's kind of a birthday tradition to go see like a movie. And usually around that time, we get these weird holiday movies coming out. So that's when I went and saw Violent Night. And it was a lot of fun. It was funnier than I expected. There was a lot of good action in it. And yeah, I did not think we were going to get a sequel to it, but I like the plot of this, that they're putting him on the naughty list and he kind of has to redeem himself. I love the addition that we're getting Kristen Bell as his like boo on the side, his little girlfriend.
That's Mrs. Claus, bro.
Yeah, Mrs. Claus.
They presented it as if like they were not
Mrs.
like
Claus.
together. Like they like where was she in the first one? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like
What?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with the Christmas Chronicles. Kurt Russell was Santa Claus. They didn't bring in Goldie Hawn until the second movie.
I haven't seen Christmas Chronicles.
That's such an underrated Christmas movie.
Is it though?
The first one is.
I think they're all appropriately
just
rated.
the first one, though. Just the first one.
No, the first one is actually really solid. Second one,
Okay. I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, but I think it's hilarious that we're getting a sequel to this. I think it's going to be fun. It's not going to be a fantastic movie. Like the first one wasn't like, oh my gosh, everyone needs to see this movie. It's just fun, dumb time, I think. Also, if you do watch the trailer, it's so funny in the scene where he's talking about avoiding conflict. And he's like, I was saying I was avoiding conflict. If you look in the background, the guy behind him at the counter is voicing his lines with him. And it's the funniest thing when they leave that in the movies. I always think it's so funny. So if you go and watch the trailer again, watch that scene, watch behind him. I think it's hilarious. And that's the kind of movie I think you're going to get. Like, it's not perfect. It's not like top notch, but you're going to have a lot of dumb fun. And so for that alone, I'm of course going to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the first one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I think David Harbour was such an inspired choice to play Santa Claus, or this version of Santa Claus, rather. And it was basically, you know, like Die Hard, but Santa Claus. And so, like, I enjoyed that a lot. I had a good time with it. Movie had a good sense of humor about itself. So I was excited when they announced the sequel. And this looks like it's definitely going to be more fun. I don't think it looks as good as the first film, but maybe that's just some trailer editing here. But I think Kristen Bell being Mrs. Claus, fantastic touch. Love that. And Santa being put on the naughty list, I love that too. I think that's a fun way of tackling the sequel here. And Harbour looks great. He looks like he's having the time of his life. You can tell he loves playing this character, and I think it could be a great time. And I actually think it's cool that this one's actually coming out in December instead of November, like most Christmas movies. I always think that's very interesting that the majority of these come out in November. So that's cool. I can't wait to see it in December. And yeah, like I love holiday movies, and I feel like this one, like as much as I enjoyed the first one, I was really looking forward to this new one. So I'm glad that it looks like it's going to be a good time for the holidays. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. The action looks fun. Harbour looks great. Bell looks great. I think it's going to be a good time at the movies, all puns and all. I can't wait. I think it'll be a great time.
Yeah, I mean, to sum it up really quickly, I mean, like, freaking, yeah, like this, I really enjoyed the first one. It was a good surprise. It's a fun movie. I didn't ever anticipate that there was going to be a sequel, but also at the same time, I was very welcoming to the idea. And I mean, come on, David Harbour is Santa Claus, is a violent Santa Claus. I mean, sign me up. I'm there day one. I'm trying to get Jen to watch to watch the original before we go see this new one because she loves David Harbour. So yeah, no, honestly, I'm sold on the entire premise. I mean, I just think this whole idea of David Leitch having this sort of universe outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where it kind of feels like it's like the Nobody universe, the John Wick universe type of thing. So it's just a whole bunch of movies where you take these innocuous characters and you make them ultra violent, and yeah, make a franchise out of them. I'm there.
This isn't a David Leitch movie.
It's produced by David Leitch.
Okay. It's just close.
Close enough.
I was going to say, I was like, wait a minute.
Does that mean anything though, other than money?
It depends. It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the action really does speak for itself, I think. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely his like stunt team for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looks like a lot of fun. But now we must transition into our main event, folks. It is time to talk about the last big movie of summer 2026, and that is The End of Oak Street, the new dinosaur film that stars Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, from director David Robert Mitchell, who previously brought us It Follows, the horror sensation. So we're going to be talking about our general thoughts about the movie first, and then we're going to be diving into some spoiler territory. So obviously, if you have not seen the film and you plan on seeing it, you're going to want to steer clear of the rest of this episode because there will be a lot of spoilers. So with that being said, let's jump into our general thoughts about the movie. We'll start with you, Nancy. What were your thoughts headed into the movie? What are your general thoughts about the movie itself?
Yeah, I was not excited about this movie whatsoever.
I was not excited.
This looks so generic and like boring, honestly, because I was like, all right, it looks like there's no plot. They're gonna be running from dinosaurs the whole time. And like to a small degree that was true, but it had so much more than I thought it would. And I definitely enjoyed this way more than I was anticipating. So it was a happy surprise. I think the acting was fantastic by mostly everyone, I will say. Mostly everyone.
Was it the T-Rex that got you down?
Yeah, it was the T-Rex. And it really clicked for me that Anne Hathaway should do more horror and thriller. I feel like her overacting, let's say, at times, at moments in other movies really plays well in horror and thriller. And so I think she should honestly do more of that. And it was kind of also cool to see upgraded versions of the dinosaurs that we have known. You know, now they have feathers. And,
yeah, baby, feathers. Yeah. Let's go. Finally.
They like.
Glad you noticed that too.
Yeah, they're actually true to what we've learned since, Jurassic Park, which was pretty cool to see. And yeah, it definitely got me on a lot of jump scares. It felt very horror thriller-esque, which was really, really good. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely some moments in this film like I don't quite know where they were going with that. But yeah, I would say overall this was a pleasant surprise. And even just with the sound, even that was really good. So there was a lot of little things in this movie that were just I would say notable and worth mentioning and worth like appreciating. And overall it feels like a really good, like, it sounds weird to say, it feels like a good family film to go to. It very much reminded me of like when my dad took me to go see Jurassic Park when it first came out. And, I remember him covering my eyes when like the T-Rex eats the lawyer. And, so I can imagine that being like a kid's first introduction to dinosaurs on the big screen. So, that part of it also made me really happy. So yeah, overall, yeah, like I said, a pleasant surprise with this one.
All right. Awesome to hear. How about you, Andres?
Yeah. For me, I was not necessarily sold on the movie just based on the trailers. And also I might have a little bit of a residual, I have a stick up my ass with fucking J.J. Abrams after The Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, I wasn't necessarily sold on the concept. I wasn't necessarily. I do like the idea, but I know J.J. Abrams, and he's one of those people where he's like all about the box. You don't need to know anything about what's inside the box. What about everything that's outside? So yeah, but So I walked into this movie and I was with it for maybe about 15 minutes and then I timed it out, and it's about 37 minutes before we see a single dinosaur in this movie. And in that preceding 30 minutes, I have to admit the writing was not working for me. It has some of the most atrocious dialogue I've heard in so long. Um, Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, they're great in the roles, but I think everybody all around was very weak in comparison. And when you finally get to the dinosaurs, I kind of just felt like there was no, like, this is why whenever you look at something like Jurassic Park, you have to admire it for how well they sell you on the idea that these creatures are actually there. Whereas the entire time that I was watching this, it did not feel tactile. It felt like a CGI overblown thing every now and again. It felt like none of these dinosaurs had any weight to them. And then just, I could get all past that if I cared about the family. I'm sorry, I did not care about the family at all. I kind of found Anne Hathaway's character to be downright just unbearable at points. And then also on top of that, I kind of felt that the escalation or the structure of the writing wasn't necessarily the best either. And then when the film finally ends, it gets to one of the most frustrating endings I've seen in so long, because it undoes a lot of the goodwill that the previous hour and 20 has built in. And so I kind of left this movie just on a big stink, and I was like, I didn't really like it. And then also on top of that, everyone keeps going, "Oh, it's the best dinosaur movie since Jurassic Park." It's like, yeah, because that bar is really, really high it's too high to get to. But the other thing too is everyone keeps saying you have to see this in a crowded audience to really get the fun. I was in a packed audience and we all had this like collective just moment of just like, what are we doing here? And honestly, I left this movie really let down. I wanted to have hope that JJ Abrams would land the plane for me, but unfortunately he landed the plane on the island back over in Lost. And just I just didn't dig it at all.
This just in, Andres hates happy endings.
Jesus.
Multiple happy endings.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be the drastic opposite of you, Andres. I actually surprisingly loved this movie. I went into this one with pretty low expectations, mainly just because I just thought the marketing just wasn't very good for this one. It looked very generic, like Nancy said. Yes. And even though I love dinosaurs on the big screen, and as excited as I was to see a dinosaur movie outside of the Jurassic Park franchise and this cast, it just wasn't selling me. But I will say, like, this movie surprised me a lot. I really enjoyed it. I appreciated the fact that it actually like took its time to try to establish this family. Like, I actually was invested in McGregor and Hathaway's characters and their relationship. Couldn't give two shits about their kids. We'll get on that in a minute. but I will say those two are fantastic in the movie. They're the beating heart of the movie. Really loved that. But I really love David Robert Mitchell's direction here. I feel like his horror sensibilities actually lend really well to this material, but he doesn't shortchange the character stuff. There's still a lot of heart in this movie as well. But like, I feel like in so many reviews of, action adventure films, so many people have described this movie or that movie as like being, the spirit of Amblin and Spielberg and everything like that. And I've pretty much never agreed with any of those reviews. This was like the first movie for me where I was like, this feels like a movie Spielberg would have absolutely directed. And this feels like in the spirit of how he would handle the material. Just the way the dinosaurs are built up to, the way it's shot, the just general vibe and aura this movie has. It feels like one of those movies I would have watched as a little kid and just been so excited to see, like with my dad or with my family. Like it gave me that Amblin feel for the first time outside of a Spielberg film for me. So I really loved the way we built to the dinosaurs. I thought the set pieces with the dinosaurs were really fun. Pardon me. I feel like the stuff with the dinosaurs actually felt more tactile than it did for you, where I love the way that the dinosaurs interacted with a lot of the environments, whether it be cars or houses or even like picket fences. I like the way that they were integrated into the scenes. And I felt like McGregor and Hathaway and a lot of these other extraneous characters sold all that horror. I also love the fact that this, for a PG-13 film, really kind of rides that line to the end, where like it could have easily been an R-rated movie, and you could tell they had to make some trims or maybe not show as much gore here or there to kind of really sell it. But like, I liked how visceral this movie was for a PG-13. And I had a great time with this movie. It's a great crowd pleasing film. My crowd really dug it. I guess your crowd was maybe in a shitty mood. I don't know. Maybe it just depends on the location. I don't know. But like, I had a lot of fun with this movie, and it was just great to see a dinosaur film capture that fun and that spirit of, say, a Jurassic Park again. And look, I think it's kind of a backhanded compliment to say that this movie is the best dinosaur movie since Jurassic Park, because on one hand, it absolutely is. I think it blows any of the Jurassic World movies out of the water. But the bar is also incredibly low for dinosaur movies following Jurassic Park, because we've gotten so many mediocre to downright terrible dinosaur films, where it stands out 100%. But like, on the whole, like, I have my issues with it, but I had so much fun with this movie, a hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to. And yeah, like, I can definitely see myself revisiting this one. This was a big surprise for me. So there you go. Let's talk specifics, people.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what I think is also interesting is that I also felt that it felt a little too long to get to the dinosaurs, but
yes,
that in itself isn't the issue, I don't think, because if you look at Jurassic Park, like, they don't introduce the dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's a lot of build-up.
They just do. Yes, they do. They don't show a full dinosaur until the T-Rex comes out. You see a face, you see a little this.
Well, they have the Sam Neill, like, where they're looking at the
that one.
They have that, but also the opening scene is someone getting ravaged by a fucking velociraptor.
Right, but what did I just say? They don't show a full dinosaur going in. They show bits and pieces of it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think the build up to the dinosaurs is the issue. I think it's the way that they did it, because again, in Jurassic Park, I'm assuming once they have that scene where he sees them for the first time, that has to be at least 30 minutes into the film. Like,
no, it's like fairly early on. It's like 15 or 20 minutes in.
Because he has to go.
He's gonna fucking research it.
Because the raptor scene in the beginning, then he has to go to the dig site, then they have to actually get to the island. That's not 15 minutes into the film.
Let's see.
It's like 22 or something.
Keep going.
You see a full living dinosaur roughly 12 minutes into Jurassic Park, where Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ellie Sattler stare in awe at the grazing Brachiosaurus.
There's no way it's 12. I'm going to rewatch that movie and clock
it. You know what? Go ahead and rewatch it. It's a great movie.
But see, like, the thing is like, I loved the build up to the dinosaurs. I like seeing just their shadows or seeing their tail. Like, one of my favorite parts of the movie is when you're seeing characters move around, but then you're seeing, like, you know, dinosaurs big and small kind of like sneak around in the background, whether it's a tail looping around a house, or maybe you're seeing some dinosaur scutter behind another house or a fence. Like, I loved that stuff. Like, especially that shot where Ewan McGregor, like, has his first dinosaur encounter, where you're seeing the shadow of that dinosaur against that shed before he finally gets chased or whatever. I love all that stuff. And I didn't mind the buildup, because if we just went straight into the dinosaur stuff, we wouldn't give a shit about any of the characters. Like, you need that buildup stuff. Like, I like the fact that you establish this fractured family, and then you're throwing this dinosaur conundrum on top of them. And I thought, like, okay, this is a great, you know, combo right here, because they got to sort their shit out in order to survive. And also they're going to end up trauma bonding most likely. So it just, I liked all that stuff. So I didn't mind the buildup. And frankly, I felt like there wasn't really too much.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the middle, because I feel like I did feel it of like, all right, like, let's start getting to it. But I also think it is important to build that backstory of knowing that, like, Anne Hathaway is in an unhappy marriage. Ewan McGregor is just in La La Land, but like, everything's fine, you know, and building that dynamic together. I think that if they just either would have gone about it in a little bit of a different way or a faster pace, I think I wouldn't have felt it so much in the beginning, because I was like, okay, this is taking a little bit to get into it. And like you said, the kids don't help. The kids. Like, I really love. I think her name's Maisie Stella.
It's not the actors; it's just the way the characters are written.
No.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
and how they're directed.
The daughter was. I liked her stuff a lot more than the son. Honest, I'm not gonna lie. His acting and what they gave him, and what he did with what they gave him, was just annoying as all hell. And I was like, if this kid shoots another freaking arrow and doesn't hit anything, I'll be so pissed.
Wait, did he? I'm trying to remember. Did he actually ever hit anything? Because I kept feeling. Yeah, because I was about to say. One time, right?
When the snake dinosaur was
a foot
in front of him, he finally hit it.
But but even that is like.
It was so funny. I was like, dude, you dweeb. Like, you're gonna be all badass with your bow and arrow.
It's like your dog's fine.
Yeah.
And the stupid dog. I was like, let it go.
Dude. No, that dog was a badass. I love that dog.
Yeah, that dog, I absolutely love the dog as well. And then also, the other thing, too, is...
It's like, let it go. Let the dog go.
Oh, yeah, that dog is outrunning that raptor. Like, this is not the problem whatsoever. But, oh my God, but there were so many points in the movie where I kind of felt like some of the characters were doing the exact wrong thing. If we've learned anything from Jurassic Park 3, is the idea if there are dinosaurs walking about, you don't scream out, "Kids, where are you?" Because that is a very bad idea, guys. Yeah. And also, you're screaming at this in the middle of pitch black night where you can barely see anything around at all. And I'm like, oh my God, like...
Literally, anytime someone screamed out loud, especially at nighttime, I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. But again, I guess it goes to like, who knows? It's not like a Jurassic Park where you're visiting an island where you know there's dinosaurs and there's professionals around. I guess, if you're plopped into the situation in the 80s, when Jurassic Park hasn't come out yet and you don't know the movie, you're going to be like trying your best to survive the situation. But that was one thing that stood out to me. I was like, everyone, can you just be quiet for once? But yeah, specifically the kids, like I said, the son, I don't know what it was about the son. He like bugged the crap out of me. I felt so bad. I was like, your acting choices and the script together are just not doing it for me.
They're just a no bueno.
Yeah, they're just not good. And then also on top of that, I mean, the big elephant in the room for me is that, Anne Hathaway is sort of the protagonist for all intents and purposes. Until much later, she is the point of view character for us. And there was a point where I was kind of going, what is Ewan McGregor doing that's so wrong that makes you just kind of feel that you don't want to be in this marriage? Is it just because he's a deadbeat? And I started overanalyzing.
Just because he's a deadbeat.
Just because he's a deadbeat. But also
enough.
But no. But here's the thing: is that she kept pointing to the fact
that's
that
wild phrasing. That's wild phrasing. Yeah, it's just because he's a piece of waste of life.
Yeah, just because he's a deadbeat. All right. And then there was a moment where she's like, "Are you going to go off to do another delivery?" And I was like, "Oh." I thought what she meant by deliveries, I thought they were talking about this was code word for drugs. It was like, oh, is he a drug? Is he like a drug dealer or something like
and
that?
And his little dorky pants and
dude, he drives a pizza truck.
It's the 80s. What if pizza was a cover up? I don't know. I was overanalyzing.
Jeez, Mr. Tinfoil Hat over here.
Yeah. but I was trying so hard to dissect why Anne Hathaway was so pissed off about the fact that her husband is delivering all these pizzas, so to say. And then all of a sudden it turns out at the very end, it's like, oh yeah, it was just that. And I was like, really? That's it?
I never had any sort of issue with that.
No. Maybe a woman's perspective, but he clearly was lying a lot. She even said, we agreed that we should have a family night because we're, they've been having issues. So let's reset is what I gathered. And she even said, we agreed we're going to have a family night. You said you'd be present and now you're leaving early. And we already discussed this. And it felt like that was an ongoing issue. And on top of that, surprise, surprise, not surprised, he was lying about not having a job. And I think that goes into all those little things that she was trying to imply. And maybe they should have done a better job in the script saying it. But to me, I kept gathering, okay, this is why, he's not being truthful. He kind of sticks his head in the sand about things. He's not really addressing anything. He's like, oh, whatever, fine. I'll deliver pizzas and we'll be completely fine. Mm-hmm. So to me, it felt valid that she was upset. However, I like that it wasn't just a single layer of, she just doesn't like that he delivers pizza. I think it was the fact that, again, that he sticks his head in the sand and that she also had these bigger dreams, and it's clearly starting to leak out that like I don't want to be a part of this family. I maybe wanted to go do other things, and now I'm kind of stuck. And I like that it wasn't just like one person or the other. I felt like it was multifaceted of like, yeah, you're kind of shitty for writing a book about how you want to leave your family.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I got total flashbacks to watching The Office where they're like, oh, is Dwight supposed to be this DeWitt character in The Office? And I was like, oh, I got such flashbacks to that moment where they're like, how do you know this family is actually us? Because it's pretty much just us right here. You just eliminated just certain details. But yeah, this is us. I mean, you wrote so, like, I love the fact that he was just like, you wrote so detailed about how you were standing there with a freaking suitcase, like as if you thought about this so much harder than I have. And I'm like,
that whole scene where he confronts her about that, I thought was fantastic because it's it's like, yes, I feel like she had every reason to feel the way that she felt, but also like imagine being that husband and stumbling upon that writing where it's basically saying how she doesn't want to be in your family anymore. She wants to leave. She feels trapped in a way. Like I felt that scene was great and how all the dinosaur stuff was basically exacerbating their issues and bringing it to a head because they're just so on edge and they're just trying to work things out with each other. I just thought was fantastic. So like, again, I actually think that it was an inspired choice to center on a family that isn't like picture perfect, that isn't like this really happy-go-lucky, perfect family where like they have problems. And then you're throwing all this, you know, being transported back to prehistoric times on top of that, like shit's going to go shit's going to go down. So like the fact that like they showed like a married couple trying to work through their issues in the midst of like a dinosaur crisis, I was like, I like that. This is new. This is a little bit fresh.
Yeah. And I think you also, again, we're gonna get into spoilers now. The biggest scene for me, I was like, holy crap. I did not expect them to kill the dad off.
That was great.
In the way that they did. And on top of that, you instantly see Anne Hathaway's regret. You see it on her face. You see it like, oh my God, I do love him. I do care about him. And layered on top of that, when the son keeps bugging her, she's basically finally lets it all and snaps. It's like, can you get off my freaking back for a second? And you can tell it's her releasing, like, these kids stress me out. My life has stressed me out. I don't want to be in this. And I just realized I lost someone that I actually cared about and was giving a hard time to. And I think that they did a really good job of that. And I'm going to be honest, in most films, I hate when they bring people back. I hate when they like fix something that happened that was so sad. And
I can see Andres' face right now. He's like, I got shit to say.
In this case, I didn't mind because I was so fucking traumatized by his death. I'm not gonna lie. I was upset about it. In most films, I'm okay. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. It's the movie realm. But in this case, I was like, he didn't have to go down like that. It's so sad. And so I'm okay with the ending because of that. Like I was like, if they didn't do that, I was gonna be freaking traumatized by this movie. So I think it's just a different perspective of like, you're okay being traumatized by this death. I was not. I want it to be fixed. So I was okay with that. But yeah.
No, that's fine. And here's the thing. For me, there has to be stakes and there has to be consequences to everything that happens. And I kind of feel that for me, the ending was frustrating because it kind of decides to just tie a sweet little bow at the very end and go, all those people that we lost and all that emotionality we have, it means nothing because it's almost like the MCU multiverse thing. We can just pull this guy out of another time loop and basically save him. But also the other thing that I started questioning more than anything else, and this is coming from someone who reads a ton of sci-fi and who reads just a whole bunch of like all these time travel things and about how like you change one aspect and then it fucks up this later on. Like I go full butterfly effect on this, but the implication is that they go back in time 30 minutes before the actual event happens. And Anne Hathaway manages in 30 minutes to call up everybody within a 2-mile radius of this thing. Fine. I'll buy it. I'll buy it a little bit. But
she didn't call everyone. She called like 3 people.
Yeah, 3, but oh my God, but she
well, no, she probably just called her neighbor and probably just said, hey, tell these other people too. You can accomplish a lot in one phone call.
Yeah. It was a whole town.
Yeah.
Like, but there was only a few people.
Yeah. But
the one
that
she liked.
Yeah.
Well, the neighbor she hated.
Oh
yeah.
I wonder how. Yeah, that's
dude. His death was brutal. Dude, that was the moment where I was like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be like a hard PG-13." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I remember. Oh my god, Jen in the theater when we saw that moment happen. The biggest laugh I got from the entire movie was the moment that neighbor dies. All of a sudden, Jen just goes, "Oh no, he died," and I almost fucking lost it at the wrong time. But here's the thing. So going back to the ending. So you mean to tell me that she's also called everybody, she called up her husband and all this other stuff, but then there's the implication that her and her two kids are actually like another version of her and her two kids are down there at that house who theoretically went back in time, but without their dad. And because they didn't have their dad, they're probably dead in that alternate universe.
Who cares? So, they're alive.
Yeah.
Why do they need two of them? They don't need two of them. They're like, we're here. Other ones can die. That's fine.
Yeah. You chose to save the asshole neighbor and not yourself or another version of your two kids. Like, really? Like,
that's what
why would you need two of them though?
Yeah.
I don't get. She already didn't like them to begin with.
Save them? Why would
she barely liked them to begin with? Why does she need another set of them? You know what I mean?
She still chose her neighbor. That's all. That is the big ass to grind I have on that ending.
There were two Jeanettes, whatever they were at the end. Remember, because she runs off and she tries to save her parents, which apparently she does. So she saves herself. So now she has a clone of herself.
Yeah, so they set a precedent. So why the fuck didn't Anne Hathaway want to do that for her and her kid?
Would you? Okay, so say you're in this situation. Why would you want to say the other version of yourself?
Have you seen Multiplicity? You could get so much done with another version of yourself walking around.
All right, well, this is a great episode of the show. Jesus. I mean, my problem with the ending isn't that whole ordeal that Andres is going through in his head. It's just more so like, I mean, on one hand, I appreciate the fact that the movie like gives you this sci-fi premise and it's like, just go with it. We're not really going to explain it. There's some weird shit happening. The characters are figuring it out as they go. It is wormholes. You know, it's just like wormholes. That's basically the movie. But like, I think it was just the way, like the ending, it just felt very rushed to me. It wasn't like, it was just like, okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, the town investigated this. Nothing really happened. Blah, blah, blah. You know, the neighborhood like seemingly disappeared. Oh, crazy shit. And then it was like, oh, happily ever after. It was like, wait, what? It felt very like wrapped up too fast. Like, I think if they took a little more time to kind of tie up those loose ends, kind of reveal the aftermath of what that event, you know, did, I feel like then it would have landed a little bit better for me. But instead, it just like when it ended, I was like, oh, you know, like I was just like, okay, well, I wanted a little bit more. I just felt like they could have expanded on it a little bit more because the movie's pretty lean. You know, it's like maybe like an hour 40, hour 45. Like you could have added maybe an extra 10 minutes.
I don't even think I think it's like an hour.
I feel like either way, it's just like you could have added like an extra 10 minutes to maybe just kind of flesh that out just a little bit more. But that was really kind of the minor issue I had with the ending there. But like more so than anything, the thing that stood out for me, the thing I loved the most about it is just the way that this movie's filmed. The split diopter shots, yes, please. Like this, there's so many beautiful ones in this movie. There's one sequence in particular that felt like such classic Spielberg, where Ewan McGregor is getting chased by a dinosaur, but you don't see the dinosaur. It's on the other side of the fence, and you keep seeing these, you know, like swings and everything like start to go down one by one by one. I'm like, that is classic Spielberg shot. Like that in and of itself, I was like, oh, this feels like an Amblin movie. Like this is exactly what I'm looking for. It's just those very specific like sci-fi blockbuster touches that feel very Spielbergian. I feel like Mitchell was like paying nice homage to Spielberg while also doing his own thing. So like I was really, really happy with the way that this film was made. Like it's a really well-made movie, and I just kind of felt like the marketing did it a little bit dirty.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, the sound I think was really good too.
Great
like,
sound
just
design too.
The dinosaurs and everything. And also too, I love the when they actually do the jump. Immediately when they walk outside, the sound of ooh, little dinosaur over there. Okay, thank you, Berta. You hear it. The sound itself feels like okay, they are now back in time, and I think the ability to do that was so well done. And so yeah, I kudos to them with the sound. I think it was really good.
Yeah, I think a lot of the technical aspects are very impressive with this movie, and also I know I've been dogging on this movie for for the past hour or so, but also I will say another positive I will give to the movie as well is I did like the variations of all the various different prehistoric, not necessarily dinosaurs, but all the
What did it
prehistoric
do,
creatures.
turtles?
The turtles, yes,
I
that was
love
my
them so
favorite
much.
part.
Bulbasaurus.
I just love the fact that they were like, why don't you just pull up a little closer to see if they move, and it just cuts to the turtles like,
They're so cute.
yeah,
great.
but also the cherry on top of the sundae was the two brontosauruses just getting it on.
Doing it.
No, like I feel like that
She's
scene,
like, take a picture.
yeah,
So
like I
cute.
feel like that scene, like initially I was like, why the fuck is this in the movie? And then like by the time it ended, I was like, oh, okay, that actually was like a really nice scene. The way that they like kind of go back to it later with her pulling out the photograph after his death and everything. Like it was a nice like little reprieve in a very like traumatic experience. So like I get why it was in there, but initially I was like, why the fuck are we lingering on this for so long? I was like, come on, guys, let's fucking, let's hit the road here.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway immediately pulls out the camera, and I'm like, I bet you she wish she had a video camera.
Yeah, but like I appreciate the fact that they actually showed like different kinds of prehistoric creatures, like not just dinosaurs, like that snake creature that goes into the house.
God, yeah.
I love that whole scene. Like just that shot of it like quietly opening its mouth was terrifying. I was like, that's great. I love that. And just seeing like just all these different creatures kind of terrorize this neighborhood, and just like seeing how like just immediately people are just fucked, just immediately. It was just really, really well done the way they like kind of sold the claustrophobia, especially like where you see the outlines of where the town ends and where the rest of this world begins, like showing like where that finite line is. I thought was really cool, and the way it kind of like bleeds into this town, so cool.
Yeah, and also I really dug the element that there are various different things. There are various different groups all dealing with their own thing in this town. So, like, as Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, they're running across the street. All of a sudden, there's like a giant group of people that are getting chased by a T-Rex over in the very other corner. It almost just kind of feels like you could have literally told like 3 or 6 different stories in this little time frame, all following different characters. And I just kind of love that the fact that we're following Ewan McGregor and we're following Anne Hathaway, but in the corner right over there you see that there's a family just kind of dealing with their own shit, and they're all getting locked up into a shed as well too. And I'm like, that's I love that element where it feels like this is not happening to just one isolated family. It's happening to a whole bunch of other people. It's terrible, but when survival comes down to it, you just kind of have to do your own thing. You kind of have to ignore all the atrocities that are going on the other side over there. So yeah, I really dug that element as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad this also didn't turn out to be a Cloverfield movie. Like, I know that was a big theory going.
God damn.
That was a big theory going around because J.J. Abrams was producing it with Bad Robot, and like this town was transported and stuff. So like a lot of theories were going around. This was going to somehow connect to one of the Cloverfield films. So I'm glad that it ended up just being its own thing. We don't need every one of these Bad Robot films to be a Cloverfield movie. Like, it's good.
I'm over the Cloverfield thing.
Yeah, like honestly, like aside from the first Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane, like I hated the Cloverfield paradox. I thought that was terrible. I don't really need another Cloverfield film, so I'm glad that this movie was able to stand on its own 2 feet, tell its own story. But yeah, like ultimately, this was a pleasant surprise for me. It's interesting to see the different reactions from the 3 of us. I guess it's a little bit of a divisive film to say the least, but what would you guys give this one out of 5 pints at the end of the day? What are we feeling?
I think I'm going to give it a 3. Like I said, it was a pleasant surprise. I had fun with it. Definitely flawed in a lot of ways, which we didn't talk about. The whole bully thing was like,
that's so stupid.
Unnecessary, especially when it comes back.
Honestly, no, that was the thing I didn't actually mind. I mean, because originally, like that whole thing, I felt very like Goonies-esque or just kind of like coming of age kind of esque. But I love the fact that when the bully came out of nowhere, I was like, okay, yeah, why are we showing this right now? This seems unnecessary. But I think it was the fact that like, yeah, the kid was beating him up or whatever. But then all of a sudden, like midway through, he's like, why am I even doing this? Like, this is like the last thing I should be doing. Like, this is horrible. Like the fact that like he had like immediate regret for doing it, even apologize. Like I actually thought it was kind of a little bit of a powerful moment, at least for me, where it was like, oh yeah, like I don't give a shit about this anymore. I'm so sorry. Like, and then like, I don't know. I didn't mind that moment.
I don't know. The dialogue was weird for me. I think it would have had more weight if they would have like teamed up and helped each other or like something. But the
Yes.
fact I think that he just like took off and ran off is like, all right. It just felt very like trying to shoehorn a heartfelt moment.
Could have added a little bit more. Could have added a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
that's a good instance of that. Yeah.
Either add a little more to it, or honestly, in my opinion, you could have cut that entire subplot and it wouldn't have hurt the movie at all.
I did hear though that there was a much longer cut of this movie. So like yeah, I think there was like 2.5 hour cut of this movie, and they like trimmed it down to what it is now. But like I'm very curious to see what hit the cutting room floor. Like that I'd be very interested to see.
Yeah.
They probably were like, we need to make this a quick family film, like in and out.
I mean, I get it on one hand, but like there are definitely instances where you see like where those trims probably happen, where it kind of hurts the movie more than it helps.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. So I think little things like that are what kind of lower the score for me, but I'm still going to go with 3. I think it was pleasant, like I said, pleasantly surprised with this one.
Let's see. I'm going to try to see if I can guess Andres. I'm going to say you're going to give it a 2.5.
2.
No, 2.
Really?
I'm going to go straight 2, because the thing is that it's not necessarily that I hated the movie. It's more of the fact that there was so much potential in this. There's so much potential in the idea, and with David, what's his name?
David Robert Mitchell.
Yeah, David Robert Mitchell directing and writing. I loved It Follows. I actually really like Under the Silver Lake as well too, and I saw so much promise in everybody that honestly, the script, the tone, and the vibe, it just kind of all let me down. It kind of felt like I was watching something that, you know, again, everyone talks about how it has the Amblin feel, but I don't even think Amblin was trying to do an Amblin feel when they were making movies back then. All they were trying to do was they were trying to tell the best possible version of their story. And again, there are little hallmarks here and there, but this one I kind of felt like it was trying so hard. Michael Giacchino's score was so distracting. It was trying so desperately hard to be John Williams that it just kind of made the whole film for me feel a little disingenuous. And barring from all that other stuff with the writing and the dialogue, it ultimately just came in a package for me that I just couldn't get on board with it. I was really disappointed by it. And honestly, after we stopped talking about this movie, I'll never have to think about this movie again. And I don't think I'll ever have to watch it again. And
until
I'm okay
I bring it
that.
up.
There you go.
I feel like that's in most movies. You never have to do it.
So yeah, it's going to be a 2 out of 5 pints for me.
2 out of 5. See, I'm a 4. I'm a 4.
Oh,
to my shock. Like honestly, this one was right up my alley. Like I love dinosaur films. I love like intermingling like kind of family drama and sci-fi. I feel like that's always a really fun cocktail. I just thought that stuff worked for the most part for me. I loved Robert Mitchell's direction here. It gave me kind of classic Spielberg vibes in the way that like the tone it was hitting, the way that the visuals were hitting. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching this movie, and I love when a movie surprises me more than anything. Like when I see a movie I think is going to be great, that's amazing, obviously, but when I'm going into a movie with low expectations, not expecting much, and it really gives me a good time, like way more so than I thought it was going to, I think that is my favorite kind of theatrical experience, which is why I think I came out of this one so positive and really so happy with what I saw. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's interesting. The three of our, our different opinions here, I think is really fascinating. But like at the end of the day, this one kind of just hit that sci-fi sweet spot for me. And I really, really enjoyed it. So, and I really am interested to see what Robert Mitchell does next. I think he's doing an It Follows sequel now. Yes. So like, that's going to be very, very interesting to see how he continues that story. But yeah, I dug this one. But let us know in the comments what you thought of The End of Oak Street if you've checked it out. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think it's just okay? Let us know what you thought of the trailers we talked about for Prime Time and Violent Night 2. And of course, let us know what you thought of the X-Men casting that was just announced. Let us know all that stuff down below. We definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comments. But before we head on out, where can the fine people find you guys on the interwebs?
You can find me at PL_Band-Aid on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me over on Letterboxd. I think it's NER86PL.
You need to come up with like a doc that has your stuff.
I know. One of these days I'll remember that one. It's because everything's literally the same except that one thing.
Just like have it in your notes. Just like have it on your monitor so you can just literally click and pull it up.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds like a lot of effort. So
well, future Nancy will thank you.
Yeah.
But
just don't oversell her. Oh my God. Future Nancy.
That's where you can find me.
All right. How about you, Andres?
You can find me on Letterboxd and Instagram as Galagos. You can also find me on twitch.tv as Galagos88. You can also find me editing for Cinemojis, and you can also find me editing for Film Speak as well, too.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Tom Shadowbash. You can find me, no. And you can find me on TikTok at Shadowbash Reviews, and you can find me on Letterboxd at T Shadowbash. Thank you guys for tuning into a brand new episode of the show. We hope you enjoyed it, whether you watched it or you listened to it. We appreciate it nonetheless. And thank you for tuning in to a brand new episode of Film on Tap, where we've got the tap that never runs out. Take care, guys.
Cheers.
Hasta luego.